Let me ask you something. Have you ever met a woman who seemed completely uninterested in your looks, your money, or your smooth lines, yet somehow she found herself drawn to you anyway? It's like there was an invisible current pulling her closer, even when no words were spoken. That's not magic. That's psychology, and most men miss it because they're too focused on what to do instead of who to be. Attraction doesn't start in the body, it begins in the mind. Before a woman ever decides to sleep with you, she's already made a decision about how you make her feel. You see, a woman doesn't just want a man who looks good. She wants a man whose energy feels right. When she's around you, she's not paying attention to the car you drive or the brand of your shirt. She's subconsciously asking, do I feel safe with him? Do I feel seen? Do I feel something real here? That's the quiet conversation happening beneath every interaction. And it's the one that decides everything. The truth is, women are far more intuitive than most men realize. She doesn't fall for your body, she falls for your presence. If you walk into a room trying to prove yourself, she can feel it. If you're nervous, desperate for her approval, or trying too hard to impress, she senses that too. And in that moment, attraction fades. But if you walk in grounded, calm, unbothered, if you carry yourself like a man who doesn't need her attention but welcomes it, that changes the entire energy. Because when your confidence is quiet, it becomes magnetic. The most attractive men are not the loudest ones or the ones trying to dominate the room. They're the ones who seem at peace within themselves. They listen more than they speak. They make eye contact that says, I see you. And they don't rush the moment. There's something irresistible about a man who moves slowly, who's intentional, who knows that connection isn't about performance, but about energy. A woman connects with how you make her feel about herself when she's with you. If she feels calm, if she feels admired without being objectified, if she feels emotionally safe, that's when she begins to open up. And here's what most men never understand: intimacy doesn't start when clothes come off. It starts the moment she realizes she can let her guard down around you. It starts when she senses that you're not playing a role, that you're not trying to manipulate her, that your attention is genuine. So if you want her to sleep with you, stop chasing her body and start reaching her mind. Be the man who doesn't just occupy space, command it with quiet confidence. Be the man who doesn't talk to impress, speak to connect. When you master that energy, you won't have to convince her of anything. She'll feel it. And once a woman feels that, she'll follow it naturally, willingly, completely. Let me tell you something that might surprise you. A woman can be surrounded by men complimenting her, chasing her, offering her the world, and still feel completely unseen. Think about that for a moment. She can have 100 people saying she's beautiful, but if not one of them makes her feel understood, she'll still feel invisible. That's the truth most men never grasp. What truly draws a woman in isn't flattery or fancy words. It's connection. It's when you say something that touches her soul, something that tells her without you even realizing it, I see you. Women crave emotional recognition. It's not about agreeing with everything she says or trying to fix her problems. It's about listening, really listening, not just with your ears, but with your presence. When you look at her and get her your full attention, when your eyes say, I'm here, I'm listening, I get it, you give her something that's becoming rare in this world, genuine presence. And that's what melts her defenses. A woman doesn't open up to a man who constantly talks about himself. She opens up to the one who makes her feel like what she's saying matters. She opens up to the man who asks questions not to impress her, but to know her. The one who listens without interrupting. The one who makes her feel safe expressing herself without fear of judgment. That's when she starts letting you in, not just into her mind, but into her heart. Because what she's really looking for isn't a man who says, you're beautiful. She's heard that before. What she's waiting for is the man who looks at her and says something that shows he's paying attention. Something small, something real, something that reflects her essence. Maybe it's the way she laughs at her own jokes, or how she tucks her hair behind her ear when she's nervous. When you notice those little things and acknowledge them sincerely, it tells her you see the woman behind the appearance. And that's the kind of awareness that stirs deep attraction. The irony is, when you stop trying to impress and start trying to understand, you become unforgettable. She begins to associate you with peace, with warmth, with the kind of presence that feels like home. She stops feeling like she's being pursued and starts feeling like she's being felt. And that's when everything shifts. That's when she starts thinking about you when you're not around, not because of what you said, but because of how you made her feel in your silence. So the next time you're with a woman, don't rush to tell her what you think she wants to hear. Don't talk her into anything. Let her feel you seeing her. Let your attention speak louder than your words. Because when a woman feels truly understood, her guard drops, her trust rises, and her desire naturally follows. And in that moment, you won't have to chase intimacy. It will come to you. You ever notice how some men walk into a room and instantly shift the energy? Not because they're the loudest or the best looking, but because there's something about them that just feels solid. You can't quite explain it, but you know it when you see it. That's real confidence. Not the kind that screams for attention, but the kind that commands it effortlessly. And that, right there, is what draws a woman in more than anything else. Because confidence, the quiet, grounded, authentic kind, is the real aphrodisiac. The truth is, women can sense the difference between a man who's performing confidence and one who is confident. You can't fake it. You can wear expensive clothes, talk smooth, brag about success, but if your energy doesn't match, she'll know. Real confidence has nothing to prove. It's in how you carry yourself, how you respond instead of react, how you can sit in silence without trying to fill the space. It's that calm presence that says, I'm comfortable in my own skin. And when a woman feels that energy from you, she starts to relax. Because your calm tells her she's safe. Most men think confidence is about dominance, but it's not. It's not about showing power. It's about being secure enough to not need to. The man who's sure of himself doesn't chase validation, he gives value through his presence. He doesn't need to convince anyone he's worth something, because he already knows it. And that energy is magnetic. It's what makes her lean in closer without even realizing it. It's what makes her curious about who you are beneath the surface. You see, when a man is confident, he doesn't talk just to fill the air. His words carry weight because they come from a place of truth. He doesn't rush the conversation, doesn't seek approval, doesn't pretend to be someone he's not. That authenticity is rare and women feel it instantly. It's not arrogance, it's alignment. It's knowing who you are, what you want, and standing firm in it without apology. That's the kind of man who doesn't have to chase, he attracts. And here's what's powerful. When you move through life with that kind of confidence, you change the way women experience you. She's not reacting to your looks or your words, she's responding to your energy. You become the calm in the chaos. The man who doesn't need attention, but naturally gets it. The man who's not trying to win her, because he knows she'll choose him if she feels his truth. So if you want to draw a woman closer, don't try to impress her. Ground yourself, speak with intention, stand tall in silence. Let your energy tell her what words never could, that you're not here to prove anything. You're here to be something. Because when a man truly knows himself, a woman can feel it. And once she feels it, she can't help but want to know more. Let me ask you something honest. When was the last time you looked someone in the eyes and said exactly what you felt, without filtering it, without worrying how it would sound, without trying to make it perfect? Most people can't remember, because we've been taught that vulnerability is weakness. But the truth is, for a woman, vulnerability is power. It's rare, it's real, and it's magnetic. A man who can be honest, not rehearsed, not polished, just real, stands out in a world full of pretenders. That's the one thing that makes her trust you, desire you, and open herself to you. You see, women can feel pretense a mile away. They know when you're hiding behind your ego, your image, or your words. They know when you're saying what you think they want to hear. And the moment she senses that, she pulls away, not physically at first, but emotionally. Because honesty is what creates safety. A woman's attraction doesn't grow from perfect lines or clever talk. It grows from truth. When you show her that you can be honest even when it's uncomfortable. She sees you as different. She sees you as real. Vulnerability doesn't mean oversharing or pouring out your pain. It means being grounded enough to say, this is who I am. It's admitting when something scares you. It's owning your flaws without shame. It's having the strength to say, I don't have it all figured out, but I'm learning. That level of honesty disarms her. It breaks through the walls she's built from dealing with men who only wanted to impress her. It tells her, you can exhale with me. You don't have to perform. And that's when she starts to let her guard down. The truth is, women don't fall in love with perfection. They fall in love with presence. They fall for the man who feels human, not mechanical. The man who can sit across from her, speak from his heart, and make her feel like she's safe being herself too. That's the power of vulnerability. It gives permission. When you're real, she becomes real. When you're open, she opens. And that's when intimacy stops being a goal and starts being a natural flow between two people who trust each other. A man who hides behind pride might impress her for a moment, but a man who speaks truthfully, even softly, stays on her mind, because truth lingers. It echoes. She'll replay your words not because they were perfect, but because they were honest. And in that honesty, she'll feel something she doesn't feel often: peace. So if you want to truly connect with a woman, stop pretending to be flawless, speak your truth. Show her that strength isn't in control, it's in honesty. Because when you can look her in the eyes and say something real, something from your soul, you'll touch her in a way no performance ever could. And that's the kind of touch she never forgets.